In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom all praise is forever due. We thank him for raising in our midst the promised Messiah and predicted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank them for their mercy, the Jesus in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet my beloved brothers and sisters in the words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, as we close out study guide number 10, may I ask you a question? Did any of the circles get to number 10 tonight? To the 10th? Okay, all right. The spiritual significance, right? In the fact that the sun is not the center of the universe. And in this profound discussion where the minister explains to us that the means by which we know the sun is not the center is that the sun itself is in a rotation. And it is traveling around the unseen reality from which it draws its power. And of course, when you look at the sun, it looks as though it is self-created and self-actuating. But the power behind the sun is actually the will of the God who created himself. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that he does not know how long the self-created God lived. But he lived long enough to ensure that his mind and his laws control the whole universe, however long that took. And so the sun itself, which we are a planet in its main system, the planet Earth, or Asia, which is its real name, this sun is traveling throughout the universe. It travels through galaxies, and it moves through the Milky Way galaxy, which in turn, the Milky Way galaxy, which we are part of, moves throughout the universe itself. And we are taught that we are in the darkest part of triple darkness. Now, why is that significant? That the planet Earth's location is in the darkest of the dark, before it's sunlight. Now, sunlight obviously changes that. But by being in the dark, we have the best view of the rest of the solar system and the Milky Way galaxy. Because we are, in fact, the immediate family of the self-created God who actually lived on the planet Earth. And so, if the sun, he says, were the center, it would remain in its central position, but it moves. And he asks the question that I guess plagues all of us, and that is, why do we feel pain when we are not the center of attention? Now, we may say initially, well, I don't feel pain when I'm not the center of attention, but if we really think about it, we do. We do. Even if it's just a little ping, it's like, why isn't that me? Okay. And even when we don't necessarily want to be the one who's receiving the attention for what they've done, we feel we should be the center for what we're doing. Well, it's a blessing. And have you ever watched an award show? Like if you watch the Oscars or something, and while they're calling out the nominees for the particular award, they're all sitting there, and they know the camera's on them. So you have to smile and you try to look calm. And then when they call the winner up, they put the camera on those that were not selected. And those that weren't selected are, yeah, so this, and you know inside it's like, I know I turned in the best performance, right? But as he said, the beauty of learning what that is in us is that it is God. It is the essence of Allah Himself. And that is what we're learning to do. We're learning to distinguish between the God within, which is a God, and Allah, who is the God. And God is only one of His attributes. He is all and everything. But the beauty is, beloved, that we are learning to become a God. Now, as we move through this, Brother Shahid had brought up something in our student coordinators meeting, and I have to tell you about something that happened there momentarily, and that's why I'm a little giddy tonight. But Brother Shahid brought up the point that we have to begin to recognize that all of this is about us. You know, we have a tendency to step back and leave Master Fard Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan out there, and we put ourselves sort of in a spectator posture, observer, or even groupies, because we will follow the ministers from one city to the other. That's natural too, because the planets move with the sun throughout the galaxy like its beautiful entourage. But we don't tend to really see ourselves as having the capacity and the destiny of achieving in our sphere what Minister Farrakhan has achieved in his sphere. This is why he has given 64 years of his life to this. Not so that we can just clap for him and say, oh my God, he threw down. Yes, he did, but why? Why is he making that sacrifice? Why did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad make the sacrifice? Why did Master Fard Muhammad travel 9,000 miles alone? It's about you and me and those out there. And so we have to, as he said to us recently, we have to become a God, and we have to do it quickly. And this is one of the mandatory and major tools, what you are doing right now. We can't even measure the value of being in one another's presence. You are sitting with God, and you are a God. You are a direct descendant of the self-created God. And so, yes, you and I feel a little pain when we're not the center. And the minister said, you know, Allah shares some of His essence with us, and He's so powerful that a little drop of some of His essence is enough to drive us insane. But we have to learn to control it so that we can, as I repeat, as I said last week, from Minister Farrakhan, that he came to make us a nation of gods. A nation of gods. A people who only say to a thing, be. And it is. And before I step away, I want to thank the student ministers who are study circle coordinators for Friday night. This important course of study that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan received from the wheel. This revelatory course. And they worked very hard to make sure that the time you spend here on Friday evening is well spent. And so I want to thank all of them, Brother Ibrahim, Sister Gail, Sister Jamila, Dr. Robert, Brother Amin, Brother Shahid, and Brother Michael, Brother Carl, Brother Troy, who is over in this circle, Brother Billy, who goes all the way back. He's an OG from the final call. Like me. Brother Robert, Sister Stacy, and I know I'm leaving him. I'm leaving somebody out. And of course, the one that makes the night orderly and move like the solar system, Brother Darius Muhammad. But I want to thank them all. And there are some who are not here tonight that I want to thank specifically for something they did. Sister Rashida, Sister Kalila. You know, I was absolutely stunned tonight when, after our meeting, the study group coordinators presented your sister with her own state-of-the-art iPad. Oh my God. And it just shows you, beloved, you don't need money. You do need money. I scratched that, tape withdrawn, okay? But if you notice in the promises he made to us, the first thing Master Fard Muhammad said was money, but then it was progressively more valuable. He said money, good homes, money, luxury, good homes, and friendship in all walks of life. And, I love being in the nation, period. Okay, I love being in the nation. But the way they surprised me tonight, it was just so unexpected. They did it so smooth. They never said anything, and it was wrapped beautifully. It is stunning, and it's useful. And word is bond to Allah. I'm going to generate more work product this year because of it. And I just wanted to thank them publicly, and privately from the bottom of my heart for being so sensitive, because I understand it came from last week when I was up here trying to read my phone. And Brother Troy brought his iPad up, and I was like, whoa, okay. And they got together and decided to make my life better. So I thank them, and I thank you for taking your time to be with us tonight. So may Allah bless us all with love and the light of understanding. And I'm going to turn the podium back over to Brother Troy to close us out. Be safe. May Allah bless us all. Assalamu alaikum.